Hey there, in this video, I'm going to walk you through Sami. Sami is a platform that helps you create automated workflows to optimize your ads 24 hours a day. As a performance marketer, we built this tool for performance marketers to really help us take our ads to the next level. And it's been something that we've been using in our internal ad agency, and we're really excited to bring it to the market to you to use, try, give us your feedback, and continue to evolve together. So I'm going to walk you through the core component here of Sami, which is the automation piece and building your workflow. So we call that a SAM here in Sami, and I'm going to walk you through the SAM builder. So first things first is you're going to create a SAM from scratch, and you're going to choose what do you want to build your workflow around. And the workflow is a combination of rules. So within this workflow, I'm going to choose a category and I'm going to build rules around it so that Sami can optimize that thing for me. So for example, Sami can optimize your performance and create workflows around that. We can manage budgets, or we can monitor KPIs. So let's go ahead and focus on optimizing our performance. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Optimize Performance, and you can see here I've got all 4 channels that we're currently integrated with available. So LinkedIn, Google, Meta, and YouTube. And what I can do is I can create one workflow or one SAM focusing on one core automation that I want to streamline. So for example, maybe I want to build a SAM around pausing my underperforming capture ads as an example. And what I can do is I can create a workflow for LinkedIn, for Google, for Meta, for YouTube, all around trying to optimize and improve my performance and pausing my worst performing ads. We can also do things around brand awareness in Sami, where if my frequency is greater than 7 and my CTR is less than 1, notify me of ad fatigue, right? So you can get really specific here with how you create these conditions. So let me just walk you through how that looks. So let's go ahead and choose LinkedIn here, and I'm going to go ahead and click the plus button, and I can create a rule from scratch, or I can use one of these existing templates. There are so many use cases with Sami, and Sami is a new product, and we are working on optimizing the platform and documenting more use cases. So if you have automation examples, we'd love to hear it. But right now, you can see these are the templates that we have. So pause ads with no conversions, pause campaigns with no conversions, pause ads with a high cost per conversion, ads with low click-through rate. The opportunities are endless here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and click on this template to pause ads with no conversions. But you could always create a rule from scratch if you want absolute flexibility. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And you're going to see Sami is going to walk us through this rule builder to make this as easy as possible for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose our customer account. When you integrated Sami in your platforms, you'll have those accounts here available. So if you're an agency and you're connecting on your business manager, you'll have all of your child accounts underneath. If you're in Google, you can have an MCC and have all your child accounts underneath. Or if you're just directly involved with one account, you'll see that here. So let's go ahead and choose our account. Now we're going to give this rule a name. So I'm going to just call it pause ads LinkedIn as an example. I can choose what do I want Sami to do? Do I want it to pause my ads? Do I want it to enable ads? Do I want to be notified on something? So just let me know when something happens. In the sake of this example, I'm going to do pause. If in the case you don't trust Sami, we call this the I don't trust Sami button, where you want Sami to pause that thing, in this case an ad, but you want to prove it before Sami actually does it, especially in the beginning. You're new to this, you want to make sure it works, etc. You can just go ahead and select this button, and now you'll see in an example around like when you get the notification, you have to approve. Tell Sami, hey, I want you to make that change, and it'll make it on your behalf. From here, we're going to choose our scope. So let's go ahead and choose the campaigns that we're interested in. So I'm going to go ahead and filter down by active campaigns, and I'm going to go ahead and select all of these campaigns here, and I'm going to save it. And next, we have to choose our frequencies. How often do we want Sami to check for this condition to be met in this rule? So in this case, we can set it as fast as every hour or as long as once a day. This is extremely powerful. In this case, we're trying to pause our underperforming ads. Imagine for you could only spend up to $500 for an ad, and if it doesn't generate a lead, it needs to get shut off. But guess what? You've got to sleep 8 hours a day, right? So imagine every hour on the hour, your ad is spending $100, and it's only until the next day, and this is assuming you're actually checking your account proactively, that now you catch it and now you actually pause the ad. So the amount of spillage in terms of wasted dollars just because of the lack of proactiveness, just because we've got to sleep, we've got to eat, and we've got more competing priorities, this is where Sami can be really powerful to help you. So in this case, I'm going to have Sami check every hour on the hour to make sure my ads are not bleeding budget. We can also set time-based rules. So for example, if I didn't want to just do it based on day, but also time, this is really cool because now you can do things like day parting, where if it's, pause my ads if it's 6 a.m. and then you can create a follow-up rule, re-enable my ads once it's 5 p.m. or example, or you can customize it as you want and you can get really specific. But just to keep this video as short as possible, let's use this example of our rule. So I'm going to fill in the template. So in this case, it's going to be if my cost is greater than 1,000, conversions is less than 1, Sami is going to go ahead and pause the ads. But before it pauses the ads, because I've set manual approval, I need to approve the change. Now, let me show you where it gets even more fun. Because conversions lie, right? Like total conversion, what does that mean actually? So you can see here on the bottom, we're pulling in all of these metrics from the channel, all of these operators, and then these conversions. These are your specific conversion actions that you have set up. So for example, maybe you don't care about conversions. Maybe you care about MQLs. And because you've set up MQLs as an offline conversion action, now you can create a workflow around it, which is extremely powerful. So now Sami is going to pause any ads in this example that have spent more than $1,000 and it never generated a single MQL. This is just one small example to show you what's possible when you use automation and you have Sami helping you out. So the next thing we want to do is we want to get proactively notified on what's going on in our account. So when we create these rules around these different workflows and these SAMs, we get to choose what we care about. So in this case, I want Sami to do this action, but I also want it to let me know when it's going to do it. So in this case, I'm going to enable Slack notifications. And now it's going to send me an alert in Slack saying, hey, we've paused ads with no conversions. These are the amount of ads we've paused. And we're going to have a link to come back into Sami and to approve the condition. So I'm going to go ahead and save this rule here. And let me go ahead and choose the channel. And now what we can do is we can replicate the same workflow now for Google, for Meta, for YouTube. So now we have a whole automation, a whole sequence, a whole SAM around pausing our underperforming ads. And one last thing to talk about here is you can create sequencing in Sami. So for context, when all of my ads have been paused, now I want it to do this second step, where maybe it's enable certain ads. So you can get really, really specific and create some advanced workflows here in Sami to make your automation dreams come true. Obviously, this is a new product, so we're going to be rolling out more features. So if you guys have feedback, definitely let us know. The other thing too is you have the ability to set up rules around managing budgets or monitoring KPIs. At the time of this recording, our managing budgets feature, our algorithm, is in beta. So if you want access to that, let us know. But optimizing performance, monitoring KPIs is ready to go, and managing budgets is on the way. In addition to that, now that you've set up this workflow, let me go ahead and show you what it looks like in terms of your day-to-day. So I've gone into Sami, I've built these SAMs out. Now I'm going to start getting notified in Slack. And here's an example of a Slack notification you might get depending on what you set up your rules around. So in this case, I set up a rule around notifying me about low CTR ads, and I want to pause my low click-through rate ads for my brand awareness campaigns. So in this case, I got a Slack notification like this, where I need to click the button to approve. It's going to take me into Sami in the activity log, where now I get to choose, hey, I want to approve this condition, or I want to just view the details to get more context. And one thing I'll mention is once you sign up to Sami, here in the home section, you will find a 7-part video series for you showing you how to go deeper into the Sami platform so you can get the knowledge and the education you need. I hope you enjoy Sami. This is a new product we're building to the market. It's something that we built out of desperation more so than inspiration. So I hope you get a ton of value for it and you sign up for a free trial today.